and Sports Illustrated called. And Sports Illustrated said there's a chance you're going to be on the cover of our magazine. It's between you, Allen Iverson, Ray Allen, and Felipe Lopez. So us four guys went down and took our pictures. An 18-year-old kid from Fall River, Massachusetts, that was a dream come true for me. I jumped on a trampoline for about 4 hours doing a photo shoot for Sports Illustrated. Unfortunately, they gave the cover to Felipe Lopez, but they gave a 2-page spread inside the magazine to myself, Ray Allen, and Allen Iverson. My family and my friends were excited about it. My teammates, my school. So we threw a little get-together in a room like this. And that night, my coach, Jim O'Brien, came in, pulled me aside away from my parents and said, "Christopher, I need you in the same room, same time, tomorrow night." And I said, "For what?" He said, "We have a speaker. Former NFL football player. Played 14 years. Lost everything due to drugs and alcohol." I looked at my coach and I laughed. I said, "Come on, coach. I just had a drug speaker at the McDonald's All-American game. I'm going to sit this one out." He said, "Chris, you can't sit this out because it's mandatory for Division I athletes here. If you do, I'm going to suspend you your first game." So at 18 years old, a freshman in college, I walked into a room like this and I sat in the back left-hand corner. And I had the nerve to talk while the man talked. I had the nerve to judge that man. But most importantly, looking back, I had the nerve to think I was above what he was talking about. My face was on the cover of both papers. One said, "What a shame." The other one said, "Cocaine." So I was outed publicly to be an 18-year-old kid who struggled with drugs and alcohol. That took all the college coaches away from me. The only coach to reach out to me was a man by the name of Jerry Tarkanian. Jerry Tarkanian just started over at Fresno State. He said, "I'm a fan of second chances and I want to give you one." All I needed to hear was second chance, so I jumped on a plane. I flew 3,000 miles away and to start over. When I landed, Jerry Tarkanian had the sense to surround me with members of the community who were in recovery. He introduced me to men in their 30s, 40s, and 50s. And with those men in my life showing me how to live my life without drugs and alcohol for the first time, my sophomore season was my best. Tonight, you're going to stand at a podium like that, and you're going to look into the cameras, you're going to announce to ESPN live that you're a 21-year-old cocaine addict. And for your cocaine addiction at 21 years old, you're going to jump on a plane, you're going to fly to Salt Lake City, Utah, you're going to spend 28 days in a treatment center. If you complete that center, I'll let you finish your senior season here. But you can forget about the NBA. I walked into that press conference to see my mom and dad, who flew in from Boston, sitting in the back crying, as I announced to the nation that I was a 21-year-old cocaine addict. When I walked into that locker room with the Denver Nuggets, I had guys like Chauncey Billups, Nick Van Exel, Antonio McDyess, who pulled me aside, and they said, "Christopher, we've seen your piece on Rolling Stone magazine, 60 Minutes, your reality show on Fox. We know your story, and it's not going to happen here. We've decided there is no drinking for you on this team. There is no smoking. When we go on road trips, you will not leave the hotel unless you're with one of us. And if we do leave the hotel and go to a restaurant, you're not going to order alcohol. We don't care that you're 22 with a wife and a baby. This window of opportunity is small, and we want to make sure you take advantage of it." And with those type of teammates, mentors, leaders, men in my life, that rookie season was considered a success. $17 is all I had left to work with a wife and 2 kids. 4 years earlier, I heard my name called in the starting lineup for Boston Celtics. 3 years earlier, I walked away from $500,000 in cash. 3 years later, I got a 10, a 5, and 2 $1 bills to my name. So with the $17, I said to myself, I'm going homeless. My kids don't deserve a dad like this. My wife don't deserve a husband like me. And when I was down to $2.50, I told them last year, I walked in and put it on the counter. As soon as I put it down, the homeless man opened up the door and said, "He's not buying that." The woman looked, I looked, he said, "Chris, don't say a word. I lost my family 19 years ago. I've been living on these streets for 18. It's not too late to get your wife and your kids back.